Hi there and welcome. This is Vince of vinceprep.com, a new product that I'm excited to begin releasing to you guys, my YouTube subscribers. I want to give it to you first, even before I've put this on my website. This is something I've been thinking about since 2010. So the concept is quite old, but the branding is new anyway. It's called 16 Stories. So I'll give you a bit of the background and then I'll tell you what to do next if you want to learn more about it. So 16 Stories is basically what I suggest my clients prepare for their job interview, for their McKinsey or whatever, Boston Consulting, Bain internship interviews. For once you get to school, you're going to need, I think, 16 stories to be confident for almost any interview question that you get. So this all relates to behavioral interviews, which is something I've been blogging about and making videos about for quite some time. Some of my most popular YouTube videos relate to behavioral interviews. I've been conducting behavioral mock interviews for almost 15 years, but it's really only in the last 5 years, I'd say, that I've started to have some breakthroughs myself in how to go about approaching the preparation for a behavioral interview. I've said this before, but basically, people freak out when they say, I'm going to ask you a behavioral interview question. It sounds like, you know, it induces almost a panic in all of us. It's kind of like, I wish they would just keep it simple and say, look, now I want to ask you about real stuff that's already happened, not why you need an MBA or what you want to do to change the world or where you want to be in 20 years, but real concrete things, real stories about real stuff that really happened. And then maybe what you learned about it and all that bit. But I just want to ask you about things at your job and how it's going and what's going well and what's not going well. And I'm going to ask follow-up questions, right? I wish this was all just a lot simpler. It's funny with my clients, I get to know them very well. We have really comfortable conversations because they're relaxed. They know me. Then we get into a mock interview and they get real tense. And I say, wait a minute, it's just me, but it's natural. Psychologists have done studies on this, and public speaking and performance, which an interview is certainly an example of a high stakes public interaction. We get nervous. It's one of the most stress inducing things that exist. And I know for a fact, I used to have a terrible stutter. I'm actually quite introverted. My wife is like, shut up. You talk too much. How could you possibly be introverted? It just means that I've overcome it through years of training, if you will. I used to go to a speech pathologist, a speech therapist when I was in third grade. I had a weird accent, not weird, whatever. I didn't have I had a non-standard way of pronouncing words. And I really had a very bad stutter. I couldn't get sentences out. And it's taken me a very long time to overcome those issues. And still sometimes now when I get nervous, I start stuttering. So I have all these anxieties just like you. I've just spent a lot more time through acting, especially acting and improv were my ways of overcoming those anxieties. We all have anxieties. All of us, even if we're, quote, extroverts, get nervous in interviews. And behavioral interviews, I think, cause way too much anxiety. So my method, 16 Stories, is a way to help you feel prepared and feel confident that you're ready for almost any question that gets thrown at you because you've got real stories about real stuff that you can support with details as needed to answer. You can reframe almost any question that's thrown at you with a real story about something from your past. So I'm going to stop. As always, I talk too much. All I wanted to say was that I'm starting a new series of videos. I'm developing a new product that's based on work I've been doing for years on my own as Vince Prep. I'm going to be rolling this out very slowly as usual over YouTube first primarily, and maybe only ever YouTube. I'm thinking about other ideas, but it gets complicated how to do that. And I'm just not that good at logistics. I just love sharing stuff because it's fun. So 16 Stories, watch for it. As always, subscribe if you want to be the first to get updates as I've made new videos about this topic or others. Thanks for watching. Best of luck with your applications and your interviews. And bye for now.